where it all started.
Oh
Let's have a
shoot.
look at building some sort
Hello?
of like an
Seems
RPG
like I'm
application,
working.
something that tracks your
Hi.
progress. So many times I'm learning a language or
Oh, this
operating
is
a
like
system, and then I'm doing
11
some
minute.
work,
Wow.
and I really don't know where I'm at. I'm in a rut, just repeating the same thing over and over, but I'm not getting anywhere.
Let's
I want to actually
see.
see some results, maybe gaining experience and leveling up. So let's see if I can turn this into an actual application we can build. And I couldn't sleep all night, so I decided to wake up early today and start
Wow.
researching immediately. Today is Monday, and it's absolutely beautiful outside. What
Wow.
I want to do is create a design
Well, I
for
guess
this
I'll
idea.
subscribe then.
So I'm gonna pull out
If
my
you're wondering
laptop
what's
and
going
let's
on,
get started.
like the title says, Pomu's last stream was. I need to center myself, I guess. Hold on, let me just move. Okay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen.
This is my favorite part of
Unfortunate
building
news,
progress, trying to
but
level up
Pomu's
each
last
day.
stream
What I'm gonna do
was
is take
today.
all my
In fact, I
favorite
checked
games or
YouTube and
IPs that I've known for
Pomu's
years,
last stream
from Pokemon to Marvel
happened
to Final
27
Fantasy,
minutes ago.
and
It
put
was
them
a
all into a
10.
UI that
Hold
works for
on. I think it
developers.
was a long
Something
stream.
that
It
moves
is a
and incentivizes
10-hour,
process
30-minute,
and something
40-second
for
stream.
people who are trying to see how their
And it's
progress
titled
is
I'm
changing.
Pomu.
So
You're
here's what I've
Pumu.
come up with.
Hashtag
What
where
it basically means is that you have to
we
make a
are
progress
Pomu
bar
forever.
dependent on
It's very
how you
wholesome.
pace.
And I
You
just
start
finally
with
decided to
your
subscribe
regular
to
day,
Pomu
so
Rain
that'd be
Puff
like a
of
Monday,
Niji
and you do
Sanji
around 8
English.
hours each day. And for each
So
hour, you're going to get a
yeah,
specific
it
goal
finally
that you
happened.
need to achieve.
Pomu
And the
officially
goals
graduated
are going to be things like
as of
skills, successful
27, 28
JavaScript
minutes ago.
application,
It's
mobile
really sad to
grade,
see
or
Pomu
web
go.
experience.
I wish her
So
the
in order
best.
for that to become an
All
expert
I
in
have for
just
her is
around
the best.
3,000
I don't know
hours,
Pomu
over each
a lot. Like
day,
I've only
it's
seen
minimum
clips
of
of
100 hours to kind of level in
Pomu
Pomu.
Rain
And
Puff. Like
once you
I've
hit
only seen
100
clips.
levels,
I've seen
you're pretty much a master.
yeah,
So what
only
I'm
clips.
thinking is
Very few
imagine we're
because
looking at
I'm
like a
usually in
nursery
Hollow
where the
Life.
first
But
level is about 8
Pomu
hours, and
is
from
so
there you
popular and
progressively
amazing
progress
enough
to
that
increase
it's
it.
caught my
So by the
attention
time
and
you
is
hit
on my
level
virtual tuber
99, there'll be
radar.
about 200
Granted, I'm not
hours. So
really into
what are
Niji
you
Sanji as
doing with
much.
those
It's
200
like
hours?
Hollow Life first, then Niji
Okay,
Sanji,
so
then everyone
now
else.
I know that we
But
can create it, and we've got
yeah,
some
no, I
code
wish
already
Pomu
ready.
Rain Puff the
Now
best.
we can
I know
create
I
like a
literally
layer
am
of
not part
design.
of
What I
the
want to do next is we
Rain
have to
Puff
build
community,
the actual thing
but
in terms of Figma,
Right,
and then
Pomu,
we'll
regardless of
combine
all that, has
coding all
touched
together into
my
something
life.
that'll actually
She
instantly
got
work.
in my
And
life,
this
like
will work
literally
for like
somewhere,
right
somehow,
now. Trying to skip
entered my
around
life
videos
through
on my
clips
iPad
of
and
Niji
then
Sanji
move it
English.
across to
And
the
I just
desktop.
want to wish her the best.
So what I'll do is open up the
And
game,
that's it,
and I want to
really.
pick out a number of different things
Wish her
in
the
this
best in her
design.
future
Things like
endeavors. I
colors
didn't
as
watch the
well as
stream.
icons, but
I
while
could
I was
have,
doing
but
research on my
I
iPad, I
felt
wanted to see
sad
more
knowing that
reasons
it
to
would
have a
be
look at what
Pomu's
other
last
RPGs
stream.
are using
And I
for
know what
things
you're
like
thinking.
coloring as
Godfred,
a progress
you
bar.
don't know
So
anything
I've
about Pomu
divided
Rain
this
Puff,
into a
which in
few
reply,
milestone
you're
kind of
right, I
interface
don't.
that we could use, for example, on
But I know
Figma.
enough
At any
that she
point
has
in time,
created
we're
an
able
amazing
to
community,
tap on buttons to
and
update
it's really
code,
sad to
as
see
well
her
as
go. The
optimizing
clips I've
so that
seen
I
of
can
Pomu
move
Rain
things on
Puff
the screen
are
more rapidly in
hilarious,
terms of a
and she
UI
never
and design
fails
perspective.
to make
And
people
what I
laugh,
really
apparently,
love
which
is
is
this
good.
nice dark style, and
Good thing to
I
have.
actually personally like
She's great.
selecting it.
I wish her the
Stands
best.
out quite well. So let's
So
jump
yeah.
into the next stage. This stage is starting off
But
pretty slow. I'm
I
just
guess the
taking
title
my
is
time
basically
building
just to get your
my
attention.
code, and
Yeah,
slowly but
same as
surely
usual,
I will
learning
slowly add more
Japanese
content.
and
So things like
then
the level, the experience, the
playing
skill
some
points
Genshin.
are being
So yeah, I just
built
kind of wanted to
now.
briefly
So things
start
like
the stream by
JavaScript,
saying,
I think we'll be
yeah,
able to tap on
Pomu's
them
officially
and build on
graduated,
them, and they'll gain to your overall experience.
and we have to
Now
accept
that
that
we have
she's no
this, we
longer
actually have to make it work.
with
To do
us
that, we're gonna have to
anymore.
implement things
She's
like a
gone.
database and a
And
framework.
not in the sense that she's dead. You guys get what I mean. Like, she's graduated.
You can do
She is not
browser
coming back.
info,
And
and
I've
all of
looked
the
up
database that we use
how
has been
graduations
built.
work for
Let's actually
virtual
have a look
tubers,
at that.
and from the
As
limited
for
knowledge I
the
know,
database itself,
once you
now
graduate,
that it's built,
it is
it is
like almost
very
nigh
entirely
impossible to come back with that virtual tuber avatar. It's like
I'll add a link in the
all
description.
that work you did,
They were kind
all
enough
that
to
work you
sponsor this
used,
video, so let's
and
have
like
a
you
deep
did,
dive
you
into what
had.
they do and how they'll work
It's not
inside
yours,
of the
it's the
application. If you
company's,
haven't heard of them
and
before, they're called
as you've seen
5000
how they did it
It's a
with
company that
Rusha,
specializes in enterprise development
YouTube
of
channel gets
applications.
terminated,
They've
so
worked
does
with big
all the
names like
videos and
Netflix
memories we
or
made with them.
Priceline or
So it's
Paragon.
sad to
And you
see
might
that,
ask,
but
why
if
use
that's how
them?
they're gonna do graduation,
Well,
I
it's
guess
not
that's
only
how they do
servers,
graduation.
but
I
you can avoid
personally, I
bottlenecks
don't
in
understand that.
integration,
Like,
configuration, and
I
scale.
read it.
AstroDB takes
If
care
that's
of
how
all
they
of
do
that.
it,
So
fine.
let's take
But
it
I
now.
don't
Let's go have a
understand
look at
that
one button, and I'll have
because
guidance
they could keep the channel going and gain additional revenue from it because it is the company's property. Are they doing it as a service to the streamer that graduated? Like, we're not going to be scummy and use your stuff to increase revenue, but like at the same time, personally, like I would just get the channel up in memory of the virtual tuber that graduated. Just like, hey, leave it online for perpetuity. But that's why we have the Wayback Machine. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, good. You just know rule number one is of that is there's no such thing as that. I'm not gonna mention it again, so have fun with that. Feel free to rewind and be like, "What did you say?" You can do that. Yeah. There are sites that like actually it's crazy. There are sites out there that retain YouTube videos despite channel terminations. It's crazy. I didn't know that. I remember when my YouTube channel got terminated, I searched online if there's any way to get it back. I remember emailing YouTube, I believe, saying, "Can I have some videos back?" And unfortunately, because I violated rules and stuff, there was no way for me to get the videos that I lost. So, the video of me you playing trombone for Boy Scouts at the time is Scouts today. Memories with friends that I don't really talk to anymore. They're gone. Like I can't get them. And thinking about it, it hurts. And I have had to deal with that since 2019. It's heavy. It hurts. It's been 5 years since then, but I just remember when the feeling I had wasn't like, oh, kuyashi, or like painful. I don't know why I said kuyashi. It wasn't really like so much as painful, but it was just a horrible, numbing emptiness. I like at the time I was dealing with a relationship problem, and yeah. Hey Santi, yo, hi. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday night or Friday morning. I don't know what time it is in Argentina. But anyway, hi, hello. Yeah, I'm just talking about Poma's graduation and touching base about my personal life. Friday night, yeah, Friday night, yeah. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. Yeah, so it's really thinking back to all the YouTube memories I made in my previous YouTube channel. It's sad to say that it no longer existed. I did the ALS bucket challenge. If people remember that, did some Boy Scout stuff. Did some card game and board games with my best friends that I just those priceless treasures are just gone, and it hurts thinking about it. And I try not to think about it because it hurts. Try not to think about it. Like when it happened, I was dealing with a relationship problem, so I guess I didn't have time to like really truly like let my feelings flow, like feel my feelings, like let my feelings out essentially over the fact that my first YouTube channel got terminated in 2019. I mean, I pushed through and I made another YouTube channel, and it's been going on for 5 years strong. It's 2024, 5-year anniversary. It still sucks. Still sucks that my previous YouTube channel is gone. There are videos from my old YouTube channel. It's on the GL Gaming Facebook page. And there's SP Advanced, the YouTube channel. If it still exists, I hope it does. It's me and Jay Akari's baby. Baby. But, yeah, my first video on this channel, if you're watching this part of the VOD on YouTube, yeah, my first YouTube video on my new YouTube channel was explaining what happened to my previous YouTube channel, why I got terminated, and admitting, yeah, it's my fault. Like, I did put some yabai stuff in, like, my last, the last videos leading up to the termination of my last YouTube channel. I was basically like, well, I'll admit this bad thing about myself, and it's kind of a blessing and a curse, really. Like, oh, okay, you don't get to see that, but like there are more blessings that were lost than curses, so it's whatever. Man, thinking about it sucks. Anyway, on to other news. Had a rush day at work. Work was packed. I went into work and they're like, oh, we got a rush order. So I spent the entire day working on that rush order. It was crazy. And then afterwards, I hung out with some friends and we went to Bobo Bites. I introduced my friends to Bobo Bites. The way it happened was on my way home from work, I actually ended up my friend's shared home, and they treated me to their dinner. They made homemade pho. It was great. I enjoyed it. I had seconds. It was good. Good stuff. Then afterwards, I introduced them to Bobo Bites, and it's crazy because Bobo Bites had like bites, like brownie bites, but it was like they had ube bites, pandan bites. I was like, bro, that's wild. And then like They had mochi donuts, and it's mochi donut flavors I don't see in other mochi donut shops, because usually you see ube, taro, tiramisu. They went creative. They had s'mores, which is like chocolate icing on top of the mochi donut plus some marshmallows. They had maple bacon. There was bacon bits. They even had like rose strawberry icing with rose petals on top, edible rose petal. They had something called croffles. It's really good. Oh my god, I got the ube-licious this time. On Monday this week, I had the Oreo one. It was good stuff. The cream is beautiful. It was funny because the one I had at their grand opening, which is Monday, it was just a dry waffle. This time I got a waffle with syrup on it, and I was like, whoa, with icing, with the not icing, cream. It was not icing, it was cream. It was good. Oh my god, it was great. I had too much sweets though. Like, so when we got there, we ordered. I ordered a milk tea. It was called "I Miss You." It was like "I Miss You Tiramisu" or whatever. Like a tiramisu drink. My friends got other drinks. Then we got a box of 6 mochi donuts, and then we got a 12-piece bites. So like 12 bites. We had 4 ube, 4 pandan, 4 strawberry shortcake. No, 2 strawberry shortcake and 2 Viet coffee. Yeah, the ube bite was great. It was beautiful. It was delicious. And then yeah, afterward I went home and now I'm streaming. Like, ugh. Oof. So that was my day today. That was fun. But anyway, enough about me, because apparently I love to just talk about myself. It's crazy. Wow. Anyway, let's just learn some Japanese. So, boop. Close you. Ah. All right. So today, we are going to do lesson 3, colors and sizes review for 5 minutes, and then we're just gonna go right into Genshin. And I gotta figure out how to get the essential materials for Raiden, because I want Raiden to be max level and max ascension. I could care less about her constellation. I bet her constellation makes her cracked, but I don't want to spend another $100 for Genesis crystals and try and pull Raiden. I'm fine with that. Oh shoot! Why are you asking me that question, Santi? Uh-oh. In these trying times, you want to put that in my stream chat? Anyway, actually, you know what? I'll since you asked and I'm curious, I'll look it up. I feel like the U.S. government be like, what the fudge? You do realize we were in a bad position with China right now? Because, like, Russia, China is, like, causing beef with overseas countries, like the U.S., I guess. Like, it's pretty bad. Like, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there now about, like, China's gonna strike sometime soon in the near future. And if it does, I'll be like, oh, shoot. But, yeah, there's a lot of global tension right now because of Russia and China. And because of because of North America, specifically the United States of America. Like, come on, like, the U.S. is, I'm self-aware of our problems and how we act. Anyway, plane. Oh, so I saw a YouTube short, and apparently it's like super expensive to go to China from the U.S. U.S. to China. I am curious what to see about this. Huh? Oh shoot, I'm interested. So. Oh, in Argentina, it's literally unaffordable? That's crazy. I am currently on Google Chrome, and I type in U.S. to China. Flights to China from United States. From San Francisco, non-stop flights to 3 cities. This is from $1,359. Oh, you'll do the conversion? Okay. Let me just look. Flights. Let me be more specific. U.S. to China flights. View more, because let me see. Okay. Alright. Okay, so I have 5 options here. Alright, so flights to China from the United States. From San Francisco, non-stop flights to 3 cities. It's about a 14-hour, 20-minute flight. That is $1,359. From Los Angeles, same thing, non-stop flights to 3 cities. That is $1,109. This is a 12-hour and 40-minute flight. Trip in general, my bad. Then from New York, non-stop flights to one city, $1,141, 18 hours and 20 minutes. From Seattle, non-stop flights to one city, $1,508. Lastly, from Dallas, $1,469. So it's between $1,100 to $1,500, Santi, from what I'm seeing from Google Chrome, which is weird. Well, yeah.
It was a joke, I'm sorry.
$3,000 to $4,000 from Argentina? Bro, why? Does China have something against Argentina or something, dude? Why is it that much money to get a plane ticket from Argentina to China?
I need the chin to be shorter. Oh, here we go.
Oh, I just realized something. When they say non-stop flights to 3 cities, I realized I just put US to China. I didn't specify which airports. So they just put a couple US airports, and then they said you have 3 choices, and the range is about $1,359. Okay. More than half of the prices are taxes? That is absolutely disgusting. Bro, $3,000, $4,000 to just go to China? What about Japan? Okay, now I'm curious. Argentina to Japan.
So subtle.
I'm really curious. Oh my god! Good. Oh, I'm looking at these prices, dude. I just put some Argentina to Japan. We got forgive me if I'm butchering Spanish, but Spanish is not my native tongue. From Buenos Aires, this is a one-stop flight to 2 different cities in Japan. $2,560, and that is, ugh. I mean, that's rough. Here in the U.S., I know we get taxed, but the tax doesn't rack up a plane ticket to $3,000 for us. But man, that sucks. I'm sorry to see that, Santi. From San Carlos de Bariloche, $4,193. From Cordoba, $3,254. From El Calafate, $4,758. From Puerto Iguazu, $4,066. And these flights are so not worth it. Gee, like the flight time, the flight time total. So from Buenos Aires to it's one stop, so there's going to be a layover, and it's to 2 different cities in Japan. I'm assuming it's Narita and Haneda, like the Narita International Airport and the Haneda International Airport. The total trip time is 1 day, 3 hours or more. And then the one from San Carlos de Bariloche, the trip time is 1 day, 10 or more hours. Oh, 1 day and 10 or more hours. From Cordoba is 1 day and 7 or more hours. From El Calafate, that is 1 day and 9 hours plus. And then from Puerto Iguazu is 1 day and 7 hours or more. They should actually pay you to fly to Argentina. Bro, the government needs to just stop taxing. Why do they tax so high? Oh man, now I'm curious. Why Argentina tax so high? This is what you started. Santi, this is what you started. Okay, I'm looking on Quora. Okay, why are taxes so high in Argentina? Okay, mind you, this is going to be super biased, but I'm curious about this. Whoa, this is a wow. Great Quora, great Quora fan. Okay, this was posted 7 years ago by the person named Christian A. Rodriguez. In Argentina, we have a saying: we have European taxes with African services. Argentina has one of the higher tax pressure in the world. Argentine tax regulations are crippling competitiveness, says Grupo GNP. Going seriously, Argentina has a full universal free education system. From age 3 to university schools are free of tuition and other costs, even to foreigners. There's lots of Chilean, Paraguayans, forgive me, Peruvians studying in Argentina. Is cheaper for them to live here than just to pay university in their countries. Also, there is Spaniards, Mexicans, Colombians, Venezuelans, Brazilians, and even U.S. citizens. 72% of the students' population assists to public schools. Also, the private sector is subsidized, especially in teachers and professors' salaries, so they stay accessible to the population. As a welfare state, health is also free of costs for patients with problems as anything it works. Even the most expensive and complex surgery or treatment is provided for free to whom cannot pay it. Having a 30% of the population under poverty also hits greatly in the federal budget. The ANSYS, National Administration of Social Security, gives monetary aid to unemployed people and universal child assignation for each child under poverty. Also, retirement funds for the elder are administered by the ANSYS. ANSYS represents the biggest federal budget expenses. 60% is expended in social services. Oh yes, we have free healthcare and education, but I was surprised, why does nobody want to attend public facilities? I wonder. So, $15 billion in pensions, retirement, and aid programs, $2 billion in education, $1.3 billion in health. 20% of the budget goes to transport and energy. Oh, that 20%, okay. The state subsidized companies of the oil barrel drops below US $60 until complete that price. It's like capital U $ S60 until complete that price. The companies are foreign and it was a secret until 2015. The Kirchners filled their mouths about nationalism, but they subsidized foreign companies to make profit out of the people's pockets. Electricity and gas are subsidized for residential uses. This is slightly changing. Until 2016 in Buenos Aires, the most richest place in Argentina, were paying $3 each 2 months for gas or electricity, while in the rest of the country people reach to pay 10 times that. Now, people who don't need subsidies will pay the full price, and the rest of the population will have scales, depending their region and income. Unemployed and poor people will keep having social prices. No medical supplies, underpaid doctors and teachers, people left to their fate during the quarantine. Oh, dude, I did not know that. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. I'm being educated right now, even though this is a 7-year-old post on Quora. In transport, the state subsidizes train, bus, and airline companies to keep the ticket prices affordable. It was a mess, and it is slightly changing. Train and bus companies were receiving hundreds of millions of dollars to improve the infrastructure in units. They just cashed it without doing anything. Bus companies receive fuel subsidized at 25% of the market price according to the quantity of units they declare to have working. I know of a case, a company receiving subsidies for 1,700 buses and only had 250 working. Oh lord, but the total operational cost of trains, only 6% is covered by the ticket sale. 6%? Oh, really? Banks and truck drivers, they have strong syndicates that pressure the government. They actually collaborate to steal public funds. Bro, that's like, oh wow. That's like scummy stuff. That's crazy. Flights are subsidized inside the country to promote people using planes to connect the distant Patagonia. That is the most benefit of airplane tickets subsidies. 12% of the federal budget goes to pay the foreign debt, and all other areas are insignificant compared to these three sections. We have high taxes just and Europe, but it is never is enough and things don't work well. That's because corruption and a lot of mismanagement. Oh, the high taxes are simply to sustain the federal budget. Over time, the state introduced temporary taxes as the check tax. 1% of checks, everything over $1,000 must be paid with checks. It was never removed. Taxes on services bill often includes funds to develop or improve infrastructure as a tax that goes to the Patagonia electrical grid expansion. Mismanaging my two balls. Oh, it does sound like it. I agree with you, Sanity. That is insane corruption. Oh my god. There is two taxes that represents most of the state tax collection. IVA, added value tax. It represents 21% of the price of any economic operation. You buy fuel, food, clothes, a car, and smartphone, and anything have it. Then earnings. People pay up to 40% of their net winnings. Say you receive X payment for X activity. Deducing your expenses and or your capital gives you the total you won. Of that, you have to pay a variable percentage to the state. Depending your range of income, the higher you win, the higher you pay. The last government that said they protected workers' rights wanted to charge the earning tax to the worker's salary no matter their total income. That was fortunately avoided. Nonetheless, if you are an employee winning $5,000, you will pay the tax, and if you own a small company earning $1,500, you won't. Wow, and that's the post. Wow, that's crazy. Alright, Google Chrome. People also ask, is Argentina a high tax country? According to Revenue Statistics LAC, key findings for Argentina OECD, the tax to GDP ratio in Argentina decreased by zero point 0.7 percentage points from 29.8% in 2020 to 29.1% in 2021. In comparison, the LAC average increased by 0.8 percentage points between 2020 and 2021 to 21.7%. What does that mean? I don't know. This is from OECD.org. Okay, what is this one? Argentina is trying to tax its way out of another financial crisis, says the conversation. This is a post in May 7, 2020, so it's like 4 years ago. All right. Okay, so this article on the conversation was published on May 7th, 2020, 8:43 a.m. Easter EDT or whatever that is. Because now I'm interested. Look what you got me into, Santi. Argentina imposed a strict lockdown on its citizens on March 20 and shut down foreign travel after just 128 confirmed cases of coronavirus. The swift response to the pandemic by the new administration of Argentinian President Alberto Fernandez won domestic and international praise for preventing the spread of the disease. There were 5,208 reported cases and 273 deaths from COVID-19 by May 6, compared to 23,000 cases in Chile and 126,000 in Brazil. Current quarantine measures are due to be reviewed on May 10, and there is growing pressures to ease restrictions. But dealing with the economic and social costs of the success may be a Pyrrhic victory, as the options for Fernandez to finance the recovery are limited. In December 2019, Fernandez took over a country already in recession. Inflation was accelerating inflation. Foreign currency reserves diminishing, and there was yet another looming debt crisis on the horizon. In February 2020, the IMF declared that Argentina's debt levels were unsustainable. In mid-April, the economy minister, Martin Guzman, outlined a plan to restructure around 70 billion US dollars, or 57 billion pounds, in foreign debt, calling for a 3-year moratorium on debt repayments to creditors. While other countries discuss how to lower or delay taxes to alleviate pressure on business and citizens, Argentina is seeking to find ways to tax itself out of a crisis yet again. But who to tax is not a question with a straightforward answer. Turning to taxation. Compared to other developing countries around the world, Argentina has high levels of taxation. It's a country with a large informal sector and a semi-industrialized economy built around the export of commodities. This means that the sources from which the government can extract additional fiscal revenue are limited to the richer middle and upper classes and to the agrarian export sector. Taxation was actually the way Argentina exited its last crisis after the 2001 debt default. At that time, the governments of Eduardo Duhalde and Nestor Kirchner imposed extraordinary emergency taxes on agricultural exports such as soy and wheat. This happened at a moment when global agricultural commodities prices were at a near record high levels, helping producers offset the emergency taxes. Coupled with the celebrated debt default and a political system in crisis, this allowed the Kirchner administrations to tax their way out, consolidating a support base that led them to electoral success for over a decade. This was not without cost. In 2008, facing another attempt to increase taxes, the rural sector revolted, launching a 4-month-long protest that culminated in the congressional defeat of the proposed tax bill. From then on, this tax strategy became increasingly contentious. It put the left-wing administration with its allied unions and working-class support base, the tax spenders, in a direct opposition with rural producers, business, and the urban upper and middle classes, who see themselves as the taxpayers. This fed into a wider conflict between different conceptions of the state and the social contract. When the conservative and business-friendly Macri government came to power in 2015, some of its early measures were to lower agricultural taxes, abolish export quotas, cut spending, and lower subsidies while raising debt. New taxes. The COVID-19 crisis has reignited Argentina's conflict between the tax spenders and the taxpayers, with the Fernandez government trying to the rural sector yet again to finance the country's needs. On taking office, it raised soy export taxes from 24.7% to 30%. Oh lord, and another 3% in early March. The rural sector, known as El Campo, responded to the new tax hike on March with a 4-day sales strike. But the context is not the same. Commodity prices are lower, and producers cannot so comfortably offset the taxes given tighter profit margins. A 30% surcharge was imposed in early 2020 on foreign currency purchases and card expenses abroad, targeting the more affluent. Referred to as the solidarity tax, it became onerous for those stranded overseas when the pandemic struck. A one-off 3.5% tax on people with over $3 million US in wealth, called Impuesto Patria, motherland, is being promoted by the harder Kirchnerist wing of the ruling coalition. Inflation risk. In this context, pot banging in Buenos Aires City went from celebrating health workers to a campaign calling for politicians to lower their salaries. Meanwhile, a group of business people started an online campaign calling on people not to pay taxes for 90 days. The government is aware of the dangers of this game, but it needs money. With social tensions rising and political conflict looming, it turned to printing money to finance itself with the monetary base, the amount of money in public circulation, expanding 30% from February to March. If fiscal revenues fall, as they are already doing, this trend is set to continue. But monetary theory indicates that this is the path to inflation, and in a country with already double-digit numbers, orthodox economists are raising alarms of an inflationary spiral. All Fernandez's options look grim. The tax sectors already aggrieved and taxed and aggravate their enmity, or aggravate inflationary pressures and risk popular discontent. Picking lesser evils and delaying outcomes is all this impossible game may allow him to do. Okay, one more article and then I'll just learn some Japanese. So I'm gonna put 2024. 2024 why? Alright, this is the latest one. This is Ernst and Young. Okay. I'm just looking at like 3 different things. Alright, this is based off, what is this? EY, Building a Better Working World, Tax News Update, Global Edition. This is like globaltaxnews.ey.com. This has been posted on October 10th, 2023. Argentine government amends the income tax law incorporating cedular tax for high-income individuals. As of 2024, earnings of employees, retirees, and pensioners that exceed the equivalent of 180 minimum, vital and mobile annual salaries, SMVM in Spanish, per year will be subject to a cedular tax at a progressive scale with rates between 27% and 35%. As of today, considering current official exchange rate and SMVM, this USD amount would be approximately $5,600 per month. This means that employees making less than this amount would not be subject to individual income tax in Argentina. Oh, okay, that's good. On October 6, 2023, the Argentine National Executive Branch, PEN in Spanish, issued Decree 508-2023, enacted Law 27,725, the law, which amends the income tax law starting on January 1st, 2024. The main highlights of the new law follow. A cedular tax on high incomes received through salaries, retirements, and pensions is incorporated, replacing the current income tax paid by employees. This cedular tax will not apply to salaries received by directors, syndicos, and members of supervisory boards of corporations and equivalent positions that will continue to be subject to the current individual income tax regime. The law clarifies that individuals receiving income exceeding the equivalent of 180 times the SMVM, Spanish acronym for minimum, vital, and mobile annual salaries, would be considered as high income earners subject to the cedular tax. In light of the above, salaries that do not exceed the mentioned threshold will be exempt from income tax and consequently not subject to individual income tax withholding by the employers, while the salaries exceeding the threshold amount shall be taxed at a progressive scale between 27% to 35%. For the purpose of determining the tax, the SMVM is in force as of January 1st, 2024, will be considered and will be updated on July 1st of each year. As of today, considering current official exchange rate and SMVM, this USD amount would be approximately $5,600 per month. This means that employees making less than this amount would not be subject to individual income tax in Argentina. Provisions of the law 27,725 will apply for fiscal year 2024 onward. And there's additional information. Okay, that's interesting. That was the last thing I got from that, but dang, Santi, you have it rough. I'm sorry to see that.